Hi, Charlie Brown from Embody Me, and I'm so excited to share with you today some toxic-free solutions for you and your family. In particular, I'm going to talk about the top 10 essential oils that I recommend every household should have, and I'm going to talk about my personal story and how they have dramatically improved the health and well-being of myself and my family. So this is about empowering you back into the driver's seat and feeling inspired about taking care of your health naturally. So let's get started. Let's get a pen and paper and let's begin. Okay, so make sure you have your pen and paper ready so we can go through and we can take some notes. First of all, house rules is simple. This is about you. This is an opportunity and a space for you to just really connect to where you are at the moment in terms of your health and well-being, no matter how big, no matter how small. Okay, that's what this is about. So I would like to share with you, first of all, my personal story. And it includes this little legend here who's Kobe Brown. My little boy is 2.5. And we started using essential oils because he had a lot of respiratory problems from the age of 6 months. Every 3 to 4 weeks, he would get bronchitis, and then he would get pneumonia. And he'd been on about 10 rounds of antibiotics. He'd been hooked up to IV machines. He was taking, his Ventolin about 8, 9, 10 times a day. And it got to the point where I realized none of that was really working. It wasn't doing anything because every 3 to 4 weeks would go down the same cycle again. And the doctors wanted us to try steroids, which was something I just wasn't prepared to do. And I'm so thankful to my friend that introduced me to essential oils because we noticed a difference in days. Okay, so when we were introduced to doTERRA essential oils, we started to use them on his chest, his feet, and diffuse them in his room. And within a few days, we just noticed his whole health started to improve. We used to hear him, bubble. We used to hear him breathe on the other side of the room because his chest was so bubbly. And that just all started to ease. He was sleeping through the night. His energy had improved. He was just happier. He was a happy baby. And, we stopped using his inhaler, which we've not had to use since. He's no longer been on antibiotics. It's not a reoccurrent visit to the doctors. So things changed dramatically, and they changed very, very quickly. And so that was my first real introduction to essential oils. And I'm going to share with you as well another experience of mine in terms of how I healed using essential oils as well. So stay tuned for that. But first of all, this is about you. So why are you here today? Why have you decided to listen in on this presentation? And what are your health goals? What are your personal goals, no matter how big, no matter how small, what are they? And then I want you to think about how would life change if you reach your goals? Because what I'm about to share with you can potentially change your life dramatically. So how can you use essential oils to create a toxic-free home? That's what we're going to discuss. So I use my essential oils in a variety of different ways, okay? I use them in my cooking. I use them to help with my digestion. I use them in my hair care. I use them in my skincare. I use them to make homemade gifts, to support my family's immune system. I use them to create homemade cleaning products, promote a restful night's sleep. So you can start to see how many different ways you can use and live your essential oils, and how you can take back control of your health naturally, okay? And I'm going to talk about that a little bit more later on as well. I also use them for the many emotional benefits. So depending on the oils that you use, you can create a calming or an energizing or a soothing or a renewing or an invigorating or an uplifting environment. Like, how amazing is it that you can create that space for yourself and your family? And I use these within the therapies I do as well. So I'm a CTC therapist. I do Reiki, NLP, EFT. I'm a yoga and meditation teacher. And I've noticed since introducing doTERRA essential oils to my practice, I've noticed many profound experiences that my clients are having. They're really able to delve deeper into their healing or to their spiritual path. And that for me is so rewarding as a practitioner. So not only am I helping myself and my friends and my family, but I'm helping my clients as well, which is a really beautiful thing. And I feel like it's bonded us even more. I feel like I understand where they're at, and I feel like we have such beautiful relationships because of these oils. I also use them as a proactive and preventative approach to our health. So I use them as an alternative to traditional medicine or synthetic remedies. So I'm not saying that essential oils replace traditional medicine, but do I believe that they are a natural alternative? Absolutely. I absolutely do believe that. And the reason for that is I myself have experienced this. So I was diagnosed with something called a reactivated EBV and CMV viral infection, which I had been struggling with for 2 years. It took me 2 years, 4 doctors and 2 specialists to figure out what was going on in my body. I just knew something was wrong. I just didn't know exactly what. I just knew I needed some extra support to get rid of whatever it was. It had reactivated, and because I'd had it for so long, it was in every part of my bloodstream, it was in my bones, it was a secondary affection. It started to attack my liver and cause some damage to my lungs. And, this is something that, if goes undiagnosed, can lead to some very severe conditions. Okay, and as an adult, when it reactivates in your system, it can stay in your system for years. And as I said, I had this for 2 years, and I came down with it just after I had Kobe. And so I wasn't the mum that I wanted to be, because I didn't have the energy to be that mother. The symptoms are like chronic fatigue. There are days where I was just so exhausted. I had no energy, no strength, and I was practically bedridden. I was experiencing a lot of pain in my extremities, and like my bones hurt. I was not able to really articulate a lot of things. My mind, my body were not working well together. And I was told that there was nothing that anyone could do for me because it was viral. So traditional antibiotics did not work. So I went about things a little bit differently, as I normally do anyway. So I saw a homeopath and I took some homeopathic medicine. I also created my natural antibiotic using the essential oils that you can see on the page. And I started to take the doTERRA Lifelong Vitality supplements. And within 3 days, everything changed. I remember jumping out of my bed, telling my husband, like, my body feels different. I feel different. And I just knew then and there that things were moving. Things were different. Okay. And 3 weeks earlier, I had been told that EBV was in every part of my body. 3 weeks later, when I went back to see my homeopath and get a scan, I was told that there was no trace of EBV in my system. And yet previously to that, I was told it was going to take years, and I was going to feel like this for a long, long time. So it changed my life dramatically. I now get to be the mother I want to be and run around after my little boy and enjoy him for everything that he is, which is life-changing in and of itself. So what does this mean to you? How can your life change? No matter whether you just want to create more of a toxic-free, safer environment for your family, whether you have health conditions that you feel you need some support with, what does this mean to you? It means that you have things readily available at your home that you can use. It means saving time. It means saving money. It means using things that are safe. It means that you have control. It means that you're getting back in the driver's seat and taking responsibility for your health. It means that you can teach your children, how to care for themselves naturally. There are so many benefits to inviting these essential oils into your home. Okay, and the biggest reasons or the biggest benefits, I believe, is that they are safe, they are effective, and they are affordable. Safety is such a big thing to me. Unfortunately, we live in a world where we no longer know what is in our food or in our products. Therefore, we don't know what is going in or on our bodies. And so for me, the transparency of this company is so overwhelming. You know, we get to look at every single stage of the process, from where the plant was harvested, the testing that it goes through, right up until it gets into your hands in your bottle. You can trace that entire process. Okay, doTERRA have established a standard of quality and purity like no other. We are the world leaders when it comes to essential oils. We have created something called certified pure therapeutic grade essential oils, which means that they are beyond organic in the way in which they are sourced. So we source our oils from over 40 different countries, and we do that so that we get the oils from the plants that grow in their natural environment. We don't just buy plots of land and grow every single plant to get the oils. We take into consideration the soil, the air, the environment in which they live in, because ultimately, if you get anything from its natural habitat, that's where it thrives. That's where you're going to get the best quality, purest product. And that's what doTERRA do. There are no side effects. There are no additional symptoms to using essential oils. So unlike most traditional medicine now, if you look at the side effects and the symptoms of what you're taking, usually the list is a lot longer than the benefits. You don't get those risks when you use essential oils. Obviously, there are occasions where, you know, essential oils cannot be used because someone is on a type of medication, or if you're pregnant, you need to be cautious as to what oils you're using and how you are using them, because they are pure and they work. So there's always an element of common sense. So always make sure you look into that. But ultimately, they are safe. They are so safe for you and your family. And that is so important. And more so than that is they are effective and they work. So they have the ability, because they're so pure, to break through the cell membrane, and therefore they get to the root of the problem rather than masking the symptom. We're not disenabling our pain receptors so we don't feel pain. We are getting into the cells and we are supporting our body on a cellular level to get well and heal. Okay, they are incredibly effective, and I have experienced that firsthand, and thankfully get to see so many other people experience it too. And they are affordable. So I don't just mean affordable from a price point of view, although that is true. $155 billion a year is currently what the government of Australia are paying towards healthcare costs. And that is not including over-the-counter pain relief. Okay, that's just prescriptions and medical bills. $27.5 billion of that we, the individual, are paying. Okay, we are paying that. So it costs money to be sick. But more importantly than that, it costs us our time. Time is our most valuable commodity, something that we cannot get back. I can never get back those 2 years that I lost being sick, with no resolve, with no idea what was really going on within my body. I can never get that back. Okay, so the times we spend taking time out of work, pulling kids out of work, queuing up for doctor's appointment, waiting, just waiting for answers. We can't get that time back. But what we can do is we can access natural solutions in our own home to empower us to becoming more aware and more conscious as to what's going in our body, and you cannot put a price on that. So can you imagine the impact that could potentially have for you and for your family, for your loved ones? Okay, saving time, saving money, empowering your children to take care of themselves naturally. There's so much, there's many endless possibilities when we can take back the responsibility of our own health and well-being. So the ways in which we can use essential oils, the ways in which we can use essential oils. So there's three main ways that you would use them. You would use them aromatically, you would use them topically, and internally. So aromatically is engaging in our sense of smell, our strongest sense. So it's the smelling and the inhaling of essential oils, using a diffuser, putting them in your shower for the steam, drops on your pillow, household cleaning products, use them to make your household cleaning products so your lungs don't want to collapse. Okay, so there's many ways that we can use them aromatically. And topically, putting them on our skin, skincare, hair care, our reflexology points, so they can go through the bloodstream and go to our internal organs where needed. All right, our skin is our largest organ with direct access to our bloodstream. So let's make sure what we're putting on it is safe. Internal, we can take them, by a drop under the tongue, or a few drops in water, or as I did, in a veggie capsule. So when I made my homemade antibiotic, I put them in a veggie capsule and I took them 3 times a day for 1 week, as you do a normal antibiotic. Okay, and we can use them in these ways. So how do they work and what are they? So they are natural, highly concentrated compounds. They are found in roots, bark, seeds, flowers, and other areas of the plant. These are nature's natural defense mechanism. So the plant they create something called glandular trichomes, which protects the plants from its natural environment. So it protects it from, potential threats, viral, bacterial, mold, and fungus. Okay, so it makes sense. Seeing as a plant is billions and billions and billions of cells and molecules, it makes sense that it would create something to protect itself. It therefore makes sense that when you put those same compounds into our body, after all, we too are only billions and billions and billions of cells, that these essential oils help our cells protect us from mold, fungus, bacterial, viral infections. Okay, you see how simple the science is behind that, and feel free to do some research. Go to doTERRA.com, and in particular go to doTERRA Science. There is a range of research and studies, and our oils go through multiple third-party testing. So go and do your research. Look at the science behind what doTERRA do and why. So they are pure extracts from plants, 50 to 70 times more powerful than the herbs in which they come from. As an example of that, 1 drop of peppermint essential oil is the equivalent to 28 cups of peppermint tea. This is nature's pharmacy, guys. We've been using essential oils and their molecular structure, their properties. They've been used anciently throughout history, prior to Western drugs, because of their health benefits. Okay, it's incredible. We use them for emotional support, because as soon as we smell them, they link to receptors within our brain, which is then filters through our olfactory system and our limbic system, which can reignite memories and emotions. Our sense of smell is the only thing that can unlock a memory or emotion. And I dare you to try that for yourself. You go and smell an ex-boyfriend's, aftershave, and I guarantee emotions and memories and everything else will come back. And that's because our sense of smell is our most powerful sense. So that's another way that they work. They get into our emotions, our limbic system, our olfactory system. They get into our cells. There's so many different beautiful ways in which these oils work. So let's talk about the top 10 essential oils and why. So how many of you have trouble sleeping or managing stress? And as we go through this, I want you to think about not just yourself, but think about who else has these issues. People that you love, people that you care about. Who are they that are not, that are struggling with sleep? Who are they in your circle of loved ones that can't or don't or struggle managing their stress? Write their names down and share this video. This is about helping as many people as we possibly can. And we can't always do what we've always done, because we're always going to get what we've always got. So sometimes we need to create change, and the only way we can create change is by doing something different. Change requires change. So if you yourself are not experiencing any of these, but you know somebody that is, write their names down and share this video with them. Let's just help as many people as we can, because if you're struggling with sleep or managing stress, what are the effects of that? You're tired, you make poor food choices, you're probably quite unpleasant to be around, your relationships change because your mood changes. And these are the things we're going to see our doctors about. We don't need to see a doctor to know that we're tired or that we, excuse me, don't manage stress. We don't need to bombard them with that, you know. We can allow our doctors to create space to get to know their patients for those that really need them. Imagine how much stress and relief and pressure we could be offering to our healthcare system if we took responsibility and took more of a proactive, productive approach and preventative approach to healthcare for things like stress and sleep. So what could be an alternative? Lavender. I love lavender. So lavender, I think, is like the mama bear of the group. Like, she is the nurturer. She loves you. That's how I describe her anyway. Okay, she's got many, many, many therapeutic benefits. She helps to calm and soothe the mind and body. She helps to reduce muscle tension. She promotes a restful night's sleep, and she's amazing for soothing skin irritations. So the ways in which I use it is I diffuse lavender before bed or in the early to late evening to calm the boy down and to calm me down, to help me sleep better, to help my body and my nervous system calm down. I use it to create a homemade pillow spray for myself and Kobe. I put lavender in my bath. I create something called an owie spray. So if Kobe falls over, lavender helps with skin irritation. So we rub it on the area and it helps to support his skin and his emotions. Like, he calls it his little magic oil, and it's something he always asks for if he falls over, which he does about 90 times a day. And this is what I use as my natural nappy rash cream. So already you can see the different ways that you can use lavender. You can also ingest this lavender. So you can make a delicious lavender icing cupcakes, for example, you know, sugar-free, gluten-free, of course. Okay, so how many of you experience low energy? I know I did for 2 years. So this is something that we're going to our doctors about. And yet, if we have these oils at home, this is something that we could help ourselves with, so they can spend time with people that really, really need help. Okay, so how many of you experience low energy, and what are the effects of that? Or how many of you know people that do? When you've got low energy, you know, your whole mood changes, you know, your physicality, your emotions, your moods, your relationships, your interactions with people. You don't want to go and socialize. You don't want to go and do the things you used to do. You're exhausted. You know, everything is affected when our energy is affected. And so let me introduce to you peppermint. So peppermint is a cooling agent, okay? He helps to clear breathing. He's great for oral health. He's great for stomach upset. He's an invigorator, and he supports our energy. So he's one part of our natural antihistamine. So I use him alongside lavender and lemon, and that's my natural antihistamine for seasonal allergies. I use him to support with my decongestion. So in the wintry months, you get a bit snotty, you get a bit gross. Rub him in your hand, take a deep breath in, and that's your natural nasal stick. Or you can buy a nasal stick and you can put some peppermint on it and shove it up your nose and use it that way. Again, natural solutions. I use it as my mouthwash. Okay, I am attempting to make homemade toothpaste. Haven't mastered it yet, but this is what I'm using. This is an oil that I'm using for my homemade toothpaste. Natural motion. It's a natural motion sickness remedy. So my husband goes fishing out on the boat. So I would give him this alongside ginger and digestin. Pop it in a little veggie capsule, and that helps to ease motion sickness. If you place peppermint on the roof of your mouth, that's an invigorator. It wakes you up. It gives you energy. So if at 3 o'clock you're looking to go for that, you know, coffee or sugar hit, you know, get your little bottle of peppermint out and let him support you energetically. And also I use peppermint for some of the world's best homemade chocolate ever. Peppermint chocolate that I make myself, which I don't feel very guilty about, even if I eat 5 pieces come 3 o'clock, because I'm improving my energy and I'm getting a little bit of a sweet treat that I like as well. Okay, so again, so many different uses for peppermint. So how many of you would like to support the signs of aging? I know I do. Something I never used to think about until I had Kobe. Then I realized that's when we age, right? You age when you have children. That is a fact. And so this is something that I definitely look into a lot more. So, you know, I started to use frankincense as part of my, you know, my beauty regime. He has extraordinary internal and external health benefits, soothing and beautifying properties. He helps to rejuvenate the skin, reduces the appearance of scars and stretch marks, promotes cellular health and immunity, promotes a healthy inflammatory response within the body, induces feelings of peace, satisfaction, and overall wellness. Like, there's not much that this guy doesn't do. He is the king of oils. Okay, so the way in which I would use frankincense is I use him by putting a drop under my tongue, so I'm taking him internally, and I do that if I'm experiencing a bit of brain fog, if I just need to clear my mind to help me get to sleep quicker. He's been known to help prove, you know, cognitive function and development as well. So I use him as part of my skincare. So he's in my moisturizer mix to help reduce the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles. Amazing for scars, so post-surgery scars, stretch marks, can really help to reduce the appearance of those. Cellular support, so I use it as a cellular supplement by taking it in a veggie capsule to really help promote cellular health. Okay, he's a natural anti-inflammatory, so he can really help to reduce inflammation in your body as well. Spiritually, this is a great one to use for meditation. It just helps you connect to a higher self, because it can help to just draw out some of the everyday thoughts that we experience. And a really amazing oil for supporting your mood naturally as well. Okay, so how many of you experience problem skin? And again, if it's not you, who do you know that has this problem? Because when you have problem skin, it affects your confidence. It affects your ability to socialize with people and to interact with people. All right. A lot of the things that we talk about and experience physically have some emotional attachment or connection to. So tea tree, everyone's going to be familiar with tea tree. The Latin word is melaleuca. So tea tree is for cleansing and purifying the skin and nails. Okay, so anything gross, anything pussy, fungal, we would use tea tree. Promote clear and healthy complexion, enhances immunity, cleaning products, environmental threats, using it to diffuse, to purify and freshen the air. So tea tree is part of my natural after sun, so I make my own after sun lotion, and tea tree enables my body to heal quicker if it gets burned with the sun. You know, that's my personal experience. I use it as part of my face moisturizer as well, and I dab, or if I get any pimples, and I just dab on the area. I use this as a natural throat remedy. You know, I don't have tonsils anymore, but I still get all of the flare up of tonsillitis about 2 times a year. So I mix, you know, tea tree, frankincense, on guard, and lemon together in apple cider vinegar, and I just gargle it every few hours. Or, you know, if it's Kobe, then I just put in a roller bottle and I roll it around the throat to really help the throat heal. Air freshener. I use this in my bathroom for air freshener, and I mix it with lemon because, you know, it's just nice to have a natural alternative to get rid of some nasty smells. How many of you have taken antibiotics? And we talked about this earlier. Kobe's taken probably more than 10 antibiotics in his little life, all right? We've pretty much all taken antibiotics. It gets to a point where our body just doesn't respond to them anymore. And did you know that taking 1 round of antibiotics changes your gut microbiome for life? Okay, so what that means is, you know, our gut health has been linked to our mental health. It's been linked to many autoimmune conditions. Again, you know, there are things, side effects and symptoms that come from some traditional medicine. And again, I'm not saying these replace, I'm just saying they're an alternative for you to consider. Okay, so oregano. Oregano is a potent and powerful essential oil, and it's been used for centuries in traditional medicine and cuisine. It's got high phenol content, so you've got to take it with caution. It's an incredibly hot oil. Okay, so use a carrier oil like fractionated coconut oil. It has many powerful antioxidant properties, so it really helps to promote healthy immune function, and it's great for maintaining a healthy respiratory function and digestion. So I use this as part of my natural antibiotic, which I take in veggie capsules internally. I also diffuse this if it's the winter months or anyone in my house is sick, because it has the ability to get rid of airborne threats as well. I use this in my cooking. And I joke about this with my friends, but I'm actually very serious when I say it. This is something I'm going to use as my natural pepper spray because it's freaking hot. So when Kobe's old enough to have, you know, a little bottle of pepper spray to protect him from anyone that shouldn't be coming near him, I'll be telling him, get that out and spray it on them because it's hot and they won't come near you. So I'm not going to advocate that we go around spraying people with this because you don't. It hurts. But if you want to know you've got a little bottle of, you know, magic to protect your kids out there in the world we live today, then I'm going to be bloody doing that. How many of you buy conventional cleaning products? Okay, so most of us now are starting to shift into more toxic-free way of thinking because we're becoming more aware and conscious that the things on our shelves in our shops are not necessarily the best options. We assume that they're good for us, but given the amount of, you know, lawsuits and everything else that's been happening lately, and I'm not here to name or shame any particular products, but you know, there's a lot of things happening now where we realize our products are not necessarily as safe as what we first thought they were. So you can use essential oils for cleaning, and a great one for that is lemon. It's our top selling essential oil. It's a powerful cleaning agent. It helps to purify the air. It's a non-toxic cleaner throughout the home as an alternative. It's a powerful antioxidant, so it wards off free radicals within the body. It's refreshing. It can be a really healthy boost to our mood as well. It's an invigorator. It's been known to help improve cognitive ability. If taken internally, can be great for cleansing and digestive benefits. And creates a really uplifting and energizing mood. So ways that I use it: air freshener, stain remover, cleaning products, mood enhancer. I add it to my water, you know, the same way that you would put lemon in water. I use it in that way, okay? And I use it in my cooking. Like, I make the best guacamole with lemon essential oil, okay? And that's what I love about these oils, is one little bottle has a multitude of uses, you know, so you can start to see how you can integrate them into life, and it's going to save you so much money in the long run. Not to mention, you know, support your health and your emotions as we're doing it. Imagine you're doing your homemade cleaning products and you're cleaning your house, but you're also getting, you know, a spurt of a mood enhancer and you feel happier because of it, right? Instead of your lungs wanting to die. So how many of you experience back or joint pain? So this is an amazing, amazing oil. My husband's favorite. He goes to the gym a lot, so he uses this before and after the gym because it's a toxic-free, soothing solution for muscles and joints. So it helps to relax muscles and eases achy joints. It effects are deep and they're penetrating. They're also extremely sustainable, so they stay within the body for a long time. Tired, sore, worn down muscles and joints, it really helps, promotes healthy circulation and helps reduce inflammation. So use this sort of oil before and after exercise. You can create yourself a really nice foot bath if you've had a really hard day on your feet. I take this if I go and get a remedial massage, sports massage, do my chiro. I take this oil because I know it's a natural alternative to some of the, you know, the deep heat like treatments that some of them use. So another beautiful thing to do with this oil, honestly, which I love, and I use a lot of oils to do it, but volunteer your time. This is a great oil to spend some time and to connect with your nan or your gran or anyone that's elderly, because it has so many beautiful anti-inflammatory properties, and so you can give them a hand massage. You can help ease their joints, ease their muscles, reduce inflammation in their body, and you know, they don't really get touch anymore, and they don't really get time spent talking to them. So give them a hand massage, you know, give them some comfort, and have a conversation with them. You know, nanas, granddads, go to, you know, an old people's home. I love that. There's a lot of people in doTERRA that do something called aroma touch, which I also do if anyone is interested and based in Sydney. But it's a beautiful relaxation technique, and it's a, you know, a body technique, feet, back, head, or you can do a hand massage, and this is a beautiful oil to do that with, okay? And it eases back discomfort as well. And as somebody that had 2 bulging discs, I appreciate any back support I can get. So how many of you experience seasonal allergies or respiratory problems? So allergies are something that is really on the rise, okay? Food allergies, seasonal allergies, you know, everyone's allergic to everything these days. And I've got friends of mine that have really bad seasonal allergies to the point where they just don't enjoy summer, or they don't enjoy going to particular places because they flare up and it's just not comfortable for them. All right, so this is when I would look at using Breathe. So this is the oil. This is the oil that got us started on our journey and that helped Kobe with his respiratory problems. You know, this is the one that helps to ease breathing for consistent and sustained benefit. It helps to cleanse, soothe, and open our airways. It promotes a restful night's sleep, calms the senses, and it helps to minimize seasonal threat. So I use this as my natural vapor rub. There are a lot of vapor rubs out there that contain petroleum or terps. Personally, something that I just don't want to be putting on my child's sensitive skin. So this is a natural alternative to those remedies. A drop in the shower to really get that steam inhalation as well, especially if someone is having a particular episode or struggling with their respiratory. It just allows everything to open up a lot faster. And for any of you that have partners that snore, get this diffusing at night, okay? Opens everything up so a little bit more air can flow and you can get a lot more sleep. How many of you experience digestive discomfort? And I've got to admit, this is something I've struggled with for years. And I have friends of mine that are celiacs. I have friends of mine that have chronic IBS. And they have said to me that this particular oil, Digestin, is one of the only things that has provided them with comfort. Okay, so this is developed specifically to aid your digestion. This is something that helps to soothe stomach upset, maintain overall digestive health, motion sickness, indigestion, and promote a healthy digestive tract. Okay, so you can take in a veggie capsule, you can take it in water, so usually 1 drop in water about 10 minutes before meals if you know you're super sensitive, or if you're going out for dinner and you don't necessarily know what's in the food. Mix it with peppermint and ginger to help with motion sickness. Promotes a healthy digestive tract, so if you're having it before meals, then it just allows your body to process your food a lot easier. So it's a lot more comfortable. We're eliminating bloating and gas and, you know, indigestion. We're reducing, or we're starting to eliminate those symptoms. Okay, you can massage it onto your stomach as well as take it internally. Okay, so how many of you get seasonal illnesses or have kids that pick up everything? And again, if this isn't you, I'm sure you can relate, or you know somebody that does. So write their name down and share this video so they have some natural alternative solutions to support them. So what happens if our kids are getting sick, especially in the early days of school or daycare? They're home more than they're at school, which means continual time off work, which, you know, is putting a lot of pressure on their little bodies. So something to really help with their immune system is On Guard, which is our protective blend. Protects against environments and seasonal threats. It's taken daily for optimal immune function. Cleanses and disinfects surfaces. Purifies the air. Purifies the skin. Antibacterial. So it's great for oral hygiene, which is part of my natural mouthwash alongside peppermint. And it's really energizing and uplifting as well. So this is my go-to winter remedy. I would use On Guard, frankincense, and oregano, diffuse it in my house to protect my household for any potential sickness that may arise. You know, I put On Guard in some sugar-free jellies for Kobe, so he's supporting his immune system. I use this for my cleaning products because it's antibacterial. I use it in my mouthwash, and it's my protective blend. So I use it as my hand sanitizer as well. Lemon, you know, On Guard, tea tree, frankincense in a little pot, homemade sanitizer. Okay, so again, a multitude of ways. Now, this isn't necessarily in the top 10 list. However, I do think it's something on the forefront of most people's minds, and myself included. Like, we all want to lose a little bit of weight. We all want to speed up our metabolism. Like, it's a thing these days, right? So I've included it in here for you. And there's Slim and Sassy, or Smart and Sassy, it's also called in some places. This is a beautiful oil, citrus-based oils, which help to provide additional support to manage our appetite, boost your metabolism, boost your mood, and helps to manage hunger cravings. Okay. And also, ladies, if you can use this, or you can use grapefruit on its own, which can really help to reduce the signs of cellulite. And I love that nature tells you what it's good for. Like, if you look at any citrus fruit, on the outside is the skin with loads of little pimples in it, loads of little dots. That's because it's good for breaking down fat deposits. It's good for cellulite. If you chop in a carrot, it looks like an eye in the middle because we know it's good for our eye health. If you cut through a tomato, it looks like, you know, the arteries of a heart because it's great for heart health. So I love the fact that nature actually demonstrates to us what we should be eating, what we should be using, and how we should be using it for. So just a little thing to consider when you're next going to get your fruit and veggies, you know, like your cauliflower. It's great for the brain. Okay, so let's just do a quick home essentials recap. Like, how amazing does that picture look? Imagine if that was your cupboard, where you've got natural solutions at home to help you. Lavender, anything calming, anything soothing emotionally and for your skin. Tea tree, anything gross, fungal bacteria, you know, great for head lice, great for scalp health. Okay, digestion, anything good for your digestive system. On Guard, your protective blend. Okay, so cleaning, getting rid of bacteria. Peppermint is your invigorator. It lifts you up. It's also cooling. Lemon purifies the air. It's great to promote health within the body, getting rid of free radicals, but also an amazing cleaner, stain remover, grease remover. Easy Air is anything respiratory, anything that's going to protect you against seasonal threats. Oregano, your natural antibiotic. Okay, just a point on oregano: if you are going to use it as an antibiotic, or in that way, only use it for 8 days. I can't remember if I mentioned that already, so I'll mention it again just in case, because it has the ability to scan your body for bad bacteria. But if you keep using it, it'll go after your good bacteria as well. All right, so we don't want to do that. Ice blue is muscular and joint relief. Frankincense is anything and everything cellular. Okay, and one of the world's most powerful anti-inflammatories. So why do you feel so many people are looking for natural alternatives these days? You know, have a think about that. More and more people are looking for natural alternatives, and it's because I think we've lost a bit of faith. We don't know what's in our food. We don't know what's in our products. Also, you know, we're not always getting the results we want to when we're going to healthcare professionals, mainly because they don't have the time. People are a lot more aware and a lot more conscious now as well in terms of saving money long term. There's a variety of ways that people are looking to use and experience natural alternatives. And we're at a really interesting turn point where so many healthcare professionals are now using and recommending essential oils as well, which is really exciting. I can't wait to see the day where it fully merges east meets west in terms of medicine. So there's lots of exciting things happening, but also, you know, some things are just not working anymore. Antibiotics, if you take them for so many times, they just stop working. So people are looking for other solutions. People are looking for other ways to support their family. Okay, so can you start to see how you'd use them in your home? You know, you start to see how you'd use them in your home, start to think about how you would use them to support your kids and empower your kids to take care of themselves naturally. You know, if Kobe falls over, he applies his magic oil himself. And I love that because he's learning now at an early age how to care for himself naturally. And what do you feel you would use the most? So what have you got, you know, what have you learned so far? What are you most excited about so far? What do you think you would use the most so far? Okay. So let's just do a quick health check, okay? So I want to talk about how doTERRA can help you build a foundation for good health. All right, so get your pen and paper ready. On a scale of 1 to 10, we're going to go through the following things. So on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being you've nailed it, you're all good, 1 being you really in dire need of a bit of help. And this isn't about judgment, this isn't about guilt, this isn't about anything other than being honest with where we're at. So proactive medical care. Scale of 1 to 10, how are you helping yourself at the moment in terms of hormones, headaches, colds, emotional support? What natural solutions do you have available for you to offer yourself and your family that support at the moment? A scale of 1 to 10. And just go with the first number that comes up. Informed self-care. Okay, as women in particular, if you're listening, women, we tend to put ourselves last. We can be easily overwhelmed and stressed. I definitely do struggle with being easily overwhelmed, and I do not handle stress physically, emotionally, mentally. I just do not handle stress at all in any way. So it's been great for me to have these solutions at home to help me manage that. So on a scale of 1 to 10, you know, when it comes to informed self-care, how would you rate yourself? And then the red box, reducing toxic loads. I want you to think about household cleaning products. I want you to think about, you know, the things you're putting on your skin, things like perfumes, things like deodorant, bug spray, skincare regime, nappy rash cream. I want you to think about how you could, or are you reducing your toxic load on a scale of 1 to 10? And again, do your own research. Perfumes are incredibly endocrine disruptive. I know that because I've done my research, and when our endocrine system is in dire straits, it throws all of our hormones out of whack. Okay, so do your research. Don't trust everything I say as being gospel. Go and have a look. I don't wear perfume. I make my own pure fume. You like that? I make it myself, you know. And my friends laugh at me. They say they can smell me before they can see me, but it smells amazing and beautiful. And there are oils that attach to your own biochemistry, like your chemistry of your body, so it smells different on every different person, which I love. I love that. Okay, so scale of 1 to 10, reducing the toxic load. And then rest and manage stress. So how are you sleeping? Are you resting? Are you able to unwind? You know, if you are asleep, do you stay asleep? Do you struggle to get to sleep? You know, all of this is stress on our body. So are you taking sleeping tablets? What are you doing at the moment to help you unwind naturally? I know some of you might be like, I drink a bottle of wine. Well, you know, how sustainable is that? Not exactly preventative healthcare, as lovely and delicious as it might be. So what are you doing, you know, naturally to unwind and to rest? And how are you sleeping? And are you using sleeping tablets? So next one is exercise. Okay, so are you exercising? Are you using natural solutions to support your muscles and your joints? Okay, so think about that. Think about the ways that you're exercising, you know, and be honest with yourself. If you're a 10, if you've got a really great exercise regime, then amazing. You know that that's not an area that you need to be looking at. All right, but if you're a 1 or a 2 or a 3, then maybe that's an area that we need to give a little bit of attention. And this is no guilt. This is just an honest account of where we're at. And then the last one is eating right. So do you feel that you're eating right? Do you feel that you're getting enough nutrients? If you're taking supplements, are they bioavailable supplements? What is your energy like? And again, do your research. What is bioavailable supplements? It means that there's enough of everything in a supplement that our body can absorb it naturally and take from it what it needs. It means that we are not weeing a whole load of yellow because our body is getting rid of it because it doesn't know what to do with it and it can't digest it, it can't absorb it. Okay, if that's what's happening, if every time you take supplements you've noticed that your urine is extremely yellow, then that isn't the right supplement for you, and the chances are it's not bioavailable. So look into that, okay, and do your research. And then just have a look at your pillar of health. Have a look at those things, and then on a scale of 1 to 10, and you'll be able to notice anyway based on the numbers that are high versus the numbers that are lower, and look at what your health, you know, your top 3 health concerns are, yeah, or what needs the most attention. And then let's think about what action can we take today in order to create change, because remember, change requires change. All right, so sorry. Go back a minute. So I don't know if that's going to work. How would it feel to score an 8 or a 9 on all levels of your wellness triangle? So imagine looking down and seeing 8s and 9s, 8s and 9s, and maybe a couple of 10s. All right. How would it feel to change your life so drastically that you would give yourself an 8 or 9 on all areas of your health, like a holistic approach to health? And then I want you to think about what would you feel, or what do you feel would happen if you don't reach your wellness goals? And this can be uncomfortable. And I'll share with you something that I found very uncomfortable lately. I was looking at pictures of myself. We're at home in the UK at the moment, traveling. And I was looking at pictures of myself from 10 years ago. Now, weight is something I've always struggled with. I'm very open about that. I have an emotional attachment to food. I know kind of what it's linked to. I'm not going to get into the story. But ultimately, I eat well. I don't eat, packaged processed foods, but I love sugar, in particular chocolate, and I love food, so I eat too much of it. However, I was looking at pictures of myself from about 10 years ago. And I'm the girl, the diet always starts on Monday, right? And if the diet doesn't start on Monday and I'm halfway through the month, I'm the girl that the diet starts on the first of the month. Like, that's just what happens. And then I realized, oh my God, I'm pretty much in the same situation as what I was 10 years ago. 10 years have gone like that, and I haven't really changed or educated myself enough on that area of my life. I'm good at everything else. I'm good at emotional. I'm good at, natural medicine. I'm good at healing and yoga and all that sort of stuff. But I have not given my attachment to food or my weight the attention that it deserves. And 10 years have gone, So what will happen if you don't reach your wellness goals? Well, the chances are you could be in exactly the same place as you are currently in right now. And that was a big realization for me. So I've made some very dramatic approaches and steps to correcting that, because I don't want to lose another 10 years of my life and wake up and go, oh, I'm still the same as I was 20 years ago. Time is our most valuable commodity, people. And that was a really big wake-up call for me. So feel into it. What will happen if you don't reach your wellness goals? And look, hopefully you've learned something today. Hopefully you're realizing that it is way easier to live a toxic-free life than perhaps you first thought. And I'm hoping you're feeling really empowered by this point. So let me share with you why I chose doTERRA. And not only did I choose doTERRA because they're the industry leaders of the world, producing the world's most quality and purest essential oils. And not only did I choose doTERRA because they have all these other amazing products that help bridge the gap between conventional products and making your own, which for some people can be a little bit daunting. So we have bioavailable supplements, we have skincare, we have cleaning products, we have all of that stuff, and all of it's amazing. But that's not why, or not the only reason why, I decided to collaborate and partner with doTERRA. I decided to partner with them because of the heart of the company, because of who they are, what they stand for. And I decided to partner with them because I feel like I'm part of something so much bigger. We are in a world where it's about making money and everything is the bottom line. And with doTERRA, that just isn't the case. They have something called co-impact sourcing, which is an amazing initiative that they have. We are working to support our farmers all over the world that source these oils. And I'm going to share with you a video in a minute that shows you how we source vetiver from Haiti. These are people and communities that don't have clean running water, and yet doTERRA created that possibility for them, gave them clean running water. That's what co-impact sourcing is all about. It's about giving back. So when I buy a doTERRA product, it's not because I'm benefiting myself and my family, but I'm impacting and adding value to the lives of people all over the world. And that to me is so much more important than just having a product because it's great. Yes, it's great, but it's about everything else that it represents. And I get really excited but quite emotional when I talk about this stuff, because I feel like I'm part of something so much bigger. We have an organization called Healing Hands where there's so many humanitarian projects all over the world. For example, we're working with girls all over the world, third world countries that don't know what it means to have, a hygiene practice. You know, they're at an age where they're starting their periods, they don't know what it means, and there's no real hygiene support. So, you know, we send them hygiene packs, and we're sending them underwear, and we're educating them and providing them on tools and resources as to what's going on in their body. You know, there's so much going on, and it's so much bigger than just buying a product. You know, every time I buy something from doTERRA, I feel like I'm making a difference, and that's really important to me. Okay, so I'm going to share this video with you all because I absolutely love it. So let me just see if it's going to come up. Where's it gone? Oh, it's coming. So I'm going to share this video with you all, which is an incredible example as to what co-impact sourcing is and the impact that we can have and that we can make.
As we hiked up the mountain to be able to meet with the people who are harvesting the vetiver for us, the first reaction I had was hope. It was beautiful. It was lush and green. It was very different from what you see in the cities in Haiti. And the next thing I really noticed was how hard they work. Their calloused hands, their weathered faces, but they took pride in their work.
Vetiver is a really interesting crop in that it's a very hardy grass. It can grow just about anywhere. That was introduced there primarily for the fragrance industry, and we have targeted for the aromatherapy industry specifically, both with our partners on the ground there and the cooperative we're working with to grow our raw materials.
The manual labor required to harvest vetiver is quite incredible. It's much harder than what I ever imagined. And they do this day in and day out. Not only do they pull the vetiver plant out of the ground, but then they've got to take a stick and they've got to beat the dirt out of the root system so that all they have left is just that pure vetiver root.
15 days to produce 1 gallon of oil. 500 of these bells to fill up one of those 20-foot tall steels. And after it's harvested, you'll get 1 gallon of oil for 5 guys' work for 15 days. Haiti, being the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere, truly is an ideal place for co-impact sourcing. They have tens of thousands of small-scale farmers who are largely unorganized, and our being able to go there and truly make an impact, a difference in a country that badly needs it, presented us a great opportunity to undertake our sourcing initiatives there.
Planifier sous quantité vétiver qui pour et récolter. Vous comprenez, pour nous capables de quitter vétiver avec dans terre pour une bonne planification, bonne gestion qui fait là-dedans, ni au point de vue champ, ni au point de vue en dedans bureau.
As we met with the cooperative and to be able to really understand some of the challenges and trials that they were dealing with. First of all is that the income that they were receiving was not sustainable. They would go out and harvest vetiver as they needed it, but it didn't sustain them throughout the year to be able to provide for their family, to provide the food that they needed, to be able to provide even the simplest of things like education. They couldn't afford to send their children to school because they didn't have that sustainable stream of income throughout the year.
l'unité ici à Serre, c'est vrai.
Today we had a great meeting. They proved to me personally, I even cry after hearing certain things, you know, that makes me more motivated to have those people working very hard in the vetiver field to make it a better life. Even if I have a distillery and I don't have those people, I won't be able to work. And even if those people have their field full of vetiver and they don't have their distillery, nobody will be able. But it's like a chain on a motorcycle or on a bicycle that is going thief after thief, you know. So we have been doing that work, and having a company like doTERRA, you know, coming and have the same vision, same route, and have all the Haitian in the vetiver field have a better life, including myself.
What touched me the most as we met with them was to discover that they had no access to clean water, that they were traveling for 3 hours every single day to be able to collect water that wasn't even drinkable.
This was really very touching to hear, you know, certain people in 2014 that didn't have water, you know, to even bathe or water to even cook their food. They have to walk hours from where we were to get a single gallon of water. And myself, I don't accept that. I want to change their way of life, but I won't be able to make a miracle.
As we sat there, and we understood the desires of their heart to someday have water, we made a commitment that we would bring that to them. We can make a difference. We can do that because that's what we stand for.
Okay, so obviously that is quite powerful, and I don't think I can ever watch it without getting really emotional, to be honest. But you know, when I say I feel a part of something, that's what I mean. All right, so look, this kind of leads me on to what my personal mission is. My personal mission is to be an example of hope and to create a new standard of living, and to bring awareness through conscious decisions and inspire others to do the same by being more, giving more, to live more. All right, and this particular bottle is what really represents my mission better than anything. doTERRA also work with a company called OUR, which stands for Operation Underground Railroad. And please go online, please research what they do. This organization is on the ground protecting children from child sex trafficking. Okay, and this oil was designed specifically for that organization. So as a consultant, I don't get anything from this oil. As a business, we don't get anything from this oil. It was designed specifically so that all proceeds are then donated to OUR, so that we are being that beam of hope for those children. And I get so upset because as a parent, when you know that there are children experiencing such awful things, you can't help but see your own child's face. And you know, I've got so much more love than I ever thought imaginable since becoming a parent, and this is a huge mission of mine, but I want to make it a bigger mission than even that, you know. And the reason and the how and the why I want to, or how I want to do that, is to, I want each of us to be that voice of hope. You know, we all deserve and need to feel loved, and in our natural state, we all deserve to feel safe. So how I'm going to do this is to use this bottle, Okay, I'm going to be running random giveaways and hosting competitions, and I'm going to be promoting things like random acts of kindness. So, you know, if you do decide that these oils are a fit for you, add this to your order. You know, give it to a friend or a family member that you know needs a bit of hope right now. If you see somebody down the road, like a mom, and she's having a really hard time, random acts of kindness, give her this and just tell her she's doing an amazing job. You know, shops, schools, fundraisers, you can buy this bottle wholesale and then you can sell it for retail. So you then have benefit, you then have your own little version of hope in terms of some profits for a, you know, a project or resources. So I want it to be a really multi-layered approach, because in helping somebody, hope to me stands for helping one person every day. So in helping somebody, by showing them that we are that vision of hope and that there is hope, we are not only bringing hope and positivity to their world, but we are helping our farmers through the Eco-Impact Sourcing Initiative, and we're helping OUR protect and rescue children from child sex trafficking. You know, there's so many different ways in which working with doTERRA, partnering with doTERRA, is just having a knock-on effect around the world, and it's extremely powerful to be a part of something like that. So, you know, who else can we help is basically the motto there. So look, if you're looking for safer, cheaper, more effective options, if you're looking at ways to create a healthier lifestyle for you and your family, and more importantly, if you're looking to be a part of something so much bigger than just making money, then I really encourage you to join me on this exciting journey. So how much is it? You know, let's get honest, and let's get to the point of it. So there's different ways that you can sign up with your oils. In particular, the Home Essentials kit is what I've talked about today, the top 10 essential oils I recommend every household should have. That's what I've talked about today. There's oil sharing kits, there's natural solutions kits. They're all ranged in various prices. Any of your kits includes your membership. Depending on what kit you decide to go on would also depend on the percentage in which you start, should you decide to order more products down the line and get more points back. There is another video that talks about that in more detail if you click below. But look, if you are interested in these oils, if you are interested in collaborating with me and embarking on this journey with me, then my website, my link to how to buy these oils are below. And like I said, includes your membership if you buy a kit. The Home Essentials kit also includes a diffuser, and we can really get you started on your health and wellness journey. You know, let's start making change today. Okay, so go on my website, go on the link below, and get started on your oils. It will tell me if you've bought something, so I can then reach out to you personally, and we begin to work together on creating foundations for a healthier life for yourself and your family, whilst being a part of something so much bigger. Okay, so kits vary anywhere from, you know, $174 and right up into, you know, sort of $1,400, $1,500, or a business kit if you think you might want to do what I do and do it as a business. So natural solution is about $600, $330 for a Home Essentials kit, $1,400 for an oil sharing kit, or simply get a membership and get started. It's $35 for Australia to get started with a membership kit, and then you have access to 25% off all products for the rest of the year, and you can just build your collection slowly, one oil at a time. Do it in a way that's affordable and that makes the most sense for you and your family. But the important thing is we don't wait 10 years before we make change. We make change now. Okay, so, you know, how do you see your journey? You are either, I 100% know it's amazing, I'm in, I know exactly what I'm going to get, or you might have questions. If you have questions, reach out to me, go onto my Facebook, email me, go to my website, www.embodym.com, or it's just not for you. And that's okay. As long as you feel more empowered, as long as you've experienced something and learned something today, then that's always my intention. There are different ways that you can embark on your doTERRA journey. You can simply live it by purchasing the products, you know, creating more of a toxic-free life for you and your family. You can share your products and share your personal experiences and start to get your products for free, or you can do what I do and build a business. And the links are below on how to maximize on all those avenues. So how to really live a toxic-free life, how to share your products to get free oils, and how to do this as a business and get rewarded immensely, financially, spiritually, and emotionally by doing what I do. So be sure to click on the links below for more information on all of those 3 areas. And again, find which works best for you and your family. And just think, who else can we help? So if you've got a list of people that you know would benefit from this video, please share, please tag them in. Let's spread the word. Let's be that voice or that message or that embodiment of hope for someone somewhere. Thank you, and just have an amazing day. Bye.